that's like the clearest sign of like, if you like, because we're literally indoors. Like, why do I have a hat on? I've had Scully's on. I've had fitted hats on. It's like, yeah, it's time.
Like, mind your business.
Yeah, yeah. You here for what I have to say, not what I look like.
Period.
Unless someone who is inquiring, but that's a
Okay.
conversation for another
Get
day.
on the line. Get them on the line. Get them on the line.
I have the preference. I'm not working right now, so
And a wear king. I love that. I know that's right. I
listen,
know
man.
that's right. Some of them be like,
That was
"That's
like,
perfect." Some of them be like, "Yeah, I'm not working. Let me find my next victim."
this is true. I'm not that type. That is definitely not my type because I definitely ended a situation prior to quitting, and I
Yeah.
remember like one of my few therapy sessions before my medical insurance was
Oh, yeah.
canceled was like, yeah, I'm taking a break because ain't no way I'm gonna be trying to speak to any grown ass woman like, oh, so what do you do about that?
I'm in between. In between
I'm
what?
in between jobs, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, So yeah, yeah. But we're not here for that. We are here for another episode of Where's the Remote? I am your host, Steven, and I'm joined here by my lovely co-host, the amazing
And you
Régine.
actually need that.
See, I gave
You
you the
actually
I gave you the air horns. I gave you the air horns.
yes.
Something just told me to do it. I don't know why. I think maybe I was going back and looking at old clips for some reason. And
Uh-huh.
then I remember one of the episodes you did the air horns on
Oh.
your own. And I was just dying laughing. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I can do it this time.
Yes, I needed that. I needed the real
Listen,
one. Will I give
listen,
myself, my own? I sure would, but the real thing,
listen, man. This is a
yeah.
legit production. Legit production. Attire aside, this is a legit production, people. But shout out to everybody that's been tuning in. Shout out to our couch potatoes. This is what we call our fans that are loyal supporters of the show. Each week, myself and Regine go through our favorite TV shows in various genres, whether it's drama, thriller, mysteries, a little bit of sci-fi from time to time.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if you are watching this, you know what you have to do. Like, comment, subscribe. You gotta have, the notification bell and
Yes.
all that fancy schmancy stuff and the post-production work. But we are here to recap some current shows that are airing right now. We're covering Hijack, we're covering The Pit, and we are also covering A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And stay in tune because we're about to hit February because it's Aquarius season. So you already know the vibes. I should have did it there too. But we'll also be covering Cross, which is coming, I believe, the second week of February, and then Paradise Season 2, which is
Oh,
also
yeah.
coming back,
So
I
excited
believe,
for
towards
that.
the end of February. You got The
Yeah.
Boys coming up. You got Invincible. You got Daredevil. There's so many things for us to watch.
So much TV. So much
But
TV.
before we jump into these recaps, hopefully I remember. Well, two things I want to bring up. Thankfully, I
Okay.
remember. One, I saw this clip from this actress. Don't know her name. Probably seen her on a few things or whatever. But
Mhm.
she was on the red carpet for something. I'm sure she's probably doing promo for a show that she's in or movie. And she was talking about sex scenes.
Mm.
And I think I brought this up on the show before,
Uh-huh.
specifically for Paradise, because Paradise has a
Oh,
very
yeah.
specific sex scene that I felt like was a bit unnecessary.
Yeah.
Not in terms of like, being homophobic or whatever. Like, I understand ladies and their appeal when it comes to Sterling K. Brown. I'm here for it. But I'm all about storytelling. And it was like, okay, you could do the sex scene. But then it was like a 5 to 7 minute scene. I'm like, this is not moving the story forward in any capacity. Like, you just want to show off his back and his ass cheeks.
Yeah.
More power to y'all. But she was making a comment on sex scenes because I think they recently did a study and
Mhm.
Gen Z does not like sex scenes. Like, they do not care for it in any sort of capacity.
It makes you
And I
uncomfortable.
think,
Makes me uncomfortable.
yes. And I think because, coming out of, I feel like HBO basically set the standard for sex scenes of like, you're going to see nudity, you're going to see sex scenes. But I also felt like for a majority of their shows, the sex scenes were necessary to show like whether their character was cheating on their spouse or cheating on whoever, or to see how vile of an individual they were. Game of Thrones is well known for their sex scenes and things of that nature. But I do feel like it's reached a point now where we doing sex scenes for the sake of sex scenes.
Everybody Power is really good for doing that. Like, they'll throw a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in one episode. Like,
Yeah.
bro, listen, I do it. I don't want this little soft porn. Like, okay, it's kinda classless. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's like it comes off more so as like you're doing it for shock value versus is
Mhm.
this really necessary? Because I'm trying to think. We had we watched True Detective season 1. There were a few sex scenes in there, but I feel like all the
They were
sex
very,
scenes
like, very small, very quick,
and I
like
also feel like the sex scenes were vital to the actual story that was being told versus we're just doing this for shock value.
yeah,
Or the general public finds this actor or actress attractive. Like it'd be crazy to actually see them fully frontal nude or
yeah,
whatever the case may be. So that was just interesting because
yeah,
I always felt like I was kind of like an outlier of like, I don't really care for them. Or like you can insinuate stuff without showing full-fledged sex scenes. And
mm,
then we're now even getting more like behind the scenes stuff from actors and they're talking about like you need to have like an intimacy coordinator while you're there. Like it's
yeah.
probably one of the more uncomfortable things when you're doing a TV show or movie because you have this whole stranger.
It's so many people
Your
there trying to
coworker is on top of you. Like it's wild. And then if you know some of like the intricate details, in some instances they do like body doubles. So you may see a person's face on somebody else's body, but you do have some people where it's like, no, it's the actual actor. And like you as a man have to like put this little patch over your
yeah,
penis and like it's a very weird sort of dynamic. You have a lot of women as well who don't necessarily want to do nudity because of, full frontal nudity because it's like they are in relationships or whatever the case may be, or on top of just already being sexualized as a public figure. So I just found that interesting because it was a thought I had, and then like now I'm starting to see it circulate in Hollywood, which is kind of
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, no, I agree.
And so, see, that's
I
why
I literally hate sex. I feel like sex is such a first off, sorry, this is like a hot take. Sex is so animalistic.
it is. It
I
definitely is.
don't need to see that on my screen. Also, sex is such an intimate thing. We're already such an over sexualized society. So to put this in my favorite entertainment so much, it's like, okay, y'all, do we need to be fucking more or something? I don't know. Let me know. Let me know
I
right now.
mean, studies have shown that younger generations aren't having sex as much as previous generations, but that's a whole nother conversation. That's for the psychology podcast that will drop
Okay.
at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other point I want to make, I think a few weeks ago, I stated, I don't know what Netflix is going to do now that Stranger Things
Mhm.
is over and so much of their like prestige TV has now ended. And it's interesting how I don't know if this happened before I said that or a little bit right after Netflix made that announcement of like purchasing all these little podcasts. Well, not little, but all these podcast brands. And like I literally saw a clip today on TikTok where somebody was discussing like Netflix is basically possibly looking at these podcasts as like little TV shows of like
Mm,
it's low overhead. You already have people who may be loyal fan bases to this.
smart.
Podcast was primarily a very thing when it
Yeah.
first came out,
When it first
especially in the
launched.
urban space.
Yeah.
Now, a majority of people watch podcasts. I personally watch podcasts. I
And people love
never
to watch
listen.
them.
So it's just interesting how I made that statement and then that news came out. And
Say,
it's
"Hey,
like, hmm, interesting. Just very
hit us up,
interesting.
Netflix. We would love a deal. We would love to
Oh,
talk about your WPS limited series."
I don't know. They haven't been great with black people over there. So I don't know. I don't know.
We don't wanna be your token, but if it have to be for a great price. You might not like what we
Listen,
talk about, but hey.
I am not employed right now. My price is not gonna be that high. My price is not I'm
No,
a cheap
don't
hoe.
lowball yourself
I'm I'm
today.
a I'm a cheap hoe. Listen,
Okay.
if I
Speak
get
for
to do what I love,
yourself. I'm
if I
not.
if I get to do what I love, I'm very, very reasonable. Very reasonable.
I gotta
But
get this watch, okay? No. I need a
listen, I
Rolly.
respect presidential,
The big one.
big
I need
face
you to look
Rolly.
like this, like, yeah, I got
Next
money type.
next episode, we see you doing the money spread on
Yes,
your
that's me, yes, so you know there will be signs, there will be signs, exactly.
Uh,
Yeah,
I think my sign, I don't know if you ever seen it. They have in like people who normally like build their own house. You
uh-huh.
could get like instead of an actual stove top, you could get like one of those kitchen islands where the
Mhm, and
stove is
then
actually
uh-huh,
built in,
uh-huh.
so it's literally underneath the marble.
Yeah,
That would be my sign.
yeah, okay.
That would be
I
the
love
sign.
that. I
Yeah,
love that.
that would
I
be the
love
sign.
that. I love that.
But let's jump into these recaps and analysis. We'll start off with Hijack. Before I even start off, well,
Let's
actually, no.
go.
Let's do the recap. Let's do the recap.
Okay.
In the second episode of season 2, titled Control, the tension escalates as the German authorities discover the hijacked U-5 train has disappeared into a maintenance tunnel and respond by blocking its path with a stalled locomotive. Sam Nelson, who has shockingly taken the role of the hijacker this time, negotiates with the dispatcher Clara Berger and police chief Ada Winter, demanding that they locate John Bailey Brown, the season 1 antagonist, in exchange for the lives of the 200 passengers. As the passengers grow restless, Sam is forced to improvise when a curious cyclist named Freddie discovers the truth. Sam ties him up, straps a briefcase to him, and sends him onto the station platform as a human lure to force the police to clear the tracks. While British officer Olivia Thatcher finally identifies Sam to the investigators, in the final moments, Sam gives the authorities a 45-second countdown to move the stalled train. As the timer hits 0, the camera feed in the control room suddenly cuts to static, and the episode ends with the command center in a state of shock, leaving it ambiguous whether an explosion actually occurred. What were your initial thoughts, my friend?
I was very bored this episode, I'm not gonna lie.
That was the question I was gonna ask you, because literally my first note was like, "Yo, this shit is kind of dry."
Like, what's really going on? It was kinda like a filler episode, and it was like a filler, but there's so much going on, but not a lot going on. It's cut to scene to scene to scene to scene. It's just like, but nothing has happened. I literally watched the episode twice. The first time I watched it, I was like, "Okay," and then the second time I watched it, I was like, "Okay." Like, literally, like, nothing changed. Like, I don't have many notes. I literally was like, "Okay."
Going into this episode, or not even going into the episode, after the episode or while watching it, I started
Yeah.
to think about season 1. And like
Mhm.
season 1, obviously he has no idea about the situation. So for the entire season to basically be set on the airplane was kind of like, okay, this is thrilling. I need to like really figure out what's going on. Or is he going to
Right.
figure this out? Like who's gonna die? What's gonna
Yeah.
happen? Started kind of being the same thing of like, now we're stuck on a train. I feel like it's a bit ambitious because
Mhm.
it's like, I'm not really caring about these passengers. Like, obviously, our focus is on Sam, and he's not
Mhm.
really doing that much. Like, nobody else is really doing anything. Like, they keep coming to the teenagers, hate them, despise them, sick of them. They keep cutting to the one teenager who clearly is scared of trains.
Yeah.
I guess. And then obviously you have Freddie, you have Otto, and it's like none of these other characters are compelling in any capacity. You have the command center and they're going through the typical negotiation tactics sort of thing, but it's kind of like if you've seen one negotiation movie, you've seen them all. So it's like there's really nothing that's compelling at all in the second episode. And it's like, I don't know how well this is going to like land for me if we're going to be on this train for all 8 episodes. Like I am getting bored. And I'm not even the type of like, "Oh, yeah, I need action all the time or whatever." It's like there's no other storylines that's like really compelling. I think it would have been better if we actually saw this John Bailey Brown person from his perspective and what he's doing. Like you focusing on this train, Sam Wilson is like kind of doing stuff, but then kind of not really. And then everybody else is kind of just like there. It's like there's nothing for me to be invested in, and it's just dry. Like it's just dry. Like I don't know. Like I don't really have that many notes from it.
Well, I
Like,
say I have, like, 3 points. Like, I literally was like, I have nothing to say about this
and
episode
that's
because
why I started this one first because it's like
nothing
out of everything we
when
watched,
you
this
said
was
that, I said, "Oh, this is perfect." Like, this is perfect. This is perfect to start off with because it's literally nothing. Like, they talked about John Bailey Brown so much, and I'm like, "Okay, when is John Bailey Brown gonna pop up? Like, do I remember him from last season? I don't. He's a fugitive. I thought he was a police officer. What are you talking about? I'm confused." Yeah, I like, I literally don't know. Like, everything was just but the only thing I will say about this whole entire episode by the time I got to the end twice by the time I got to the end twice, the episode being titled Control kinda showed I would say this is the positive about it. It kinda showed where this storyline possibly is going, because right now we're seeing a whole bunch of nothing, but we're ping-ponging between Sam, the police, and the people that's actually, ahead of the train, and then we're
Mhm.
ping-ponging who is this person that's blackmailing Sam or whoever is controlling Sam to make him even do this after being in a hijack last year or whatever whenever it was. So, like, who actually has the control over what's really going on? I think that's the only thing that I got from this episode. Other than that, nothing.
Fair, but I will say, typically in these sorts of like we're using people as pawns sort of trope, you usually see the antagonist actually speak to said person and like, hey,
But
you
we're
need to
not
do
seeing that.
this. Yes, exactly. So it's like there's nothing compelling. So it's like,
Literally, like, I'm waiting to just drop something. I swear last season was so, like, every episode, it was like, at the end, at least we got something. Like, okay, at the end, we got a fake bomb. Like, we all know it's
mhm,
not a freaking bomb. Like, it's obvious it's not a real bomb. Like, it's obvious it's not. So, the fact that y'all trying to drop it like it's a bomb, y'all, we like, we can tell it's not. So, I don't understand. I don't
exactly.
understand what's going on. So, yeah.
Um, yeah, let's run through this pretty quick. Let's run through this because we got better shit to discuss. It's clearly that Otto is not built for this at all because
No.
he is panicking like a motherfucker. Even the simplest command, like, hey, go do this, don't talk to anybody, come back into the conductor booth. That boy is
He can't even do
fumbling.
that. Can't even do that.
He's shitting on himself.
Literally.
Also, there was that one scene where you have the cleaning ladies in the hotel and she's like vacuuming, but then there was no way in hell you are vacuuming and you hear a cell phone vibrate, not go off, vibrate inside a closed drawer. Stop it. Stop it. They keep showing this one train station lady. I don't know
Mhm.
if she is another pawn. Also, it didn't make sense when she finally approaches Freddie with the briefcase. She doesn't
'Cause remember
move. 'Cause
fir
they said it was a bomb, and she's just like,
not
"What are you
even
doing?"
that, not even that. She was at the other train station. How she get
Yes.
all the way down here?
Right. And then out of all the people, they called her to tell her to go to the other train station. Had it been John Bailey Brown calling whoever's at the command center, "Hey, tell X, Y, and Z to go over here." It's like, "Oh, okay." He's really like control, like you said, like he's really moving these pawn pieces on his
Yeah.
chessboard to do whatever. But we don't see that. So it's kind of like, yeah, there's clearly no fucking bomb in the suitcase. It's obvious he did some shit in the control room in the station for everything to go off at the same time to make people think that it was a bomb to take him seriously. Cheap cliffhanger, very dumb. I don't remember when this happens, but there's a part in the episode where obviously because you and me, we watch it with subtitles. There's some part in the episode where somebody says hello, but it says in German, but the person said hello. It wasn't actually in German. I thought that
Yeah.
was like funny.
Well, actually took German in high school. I actually took 2 years of German in high school. And do you know that German is the second it's like a cousin to English. Like, German, like, it doesn't sound like it's very similar to English, but a lot of
Hmm.
the words are very, very similar to German.
That makes sense because
Yeah.
they're all this is because we went to school, you have the 7 is it 7 Roman or 7 Romance languages? I think it's
Oh,
7 it's the 7, like, foundational
yeah.
languages that human society started with, and, like, they all dispersed and, like, evolved over time. So, like,
Yeah.
somebody like myself who has, like, Haitian roots, I know
Yeah.
Haitian Creole, but Haitian Creole is also very similar to French.
Yeah.
And then a lot of those words are also similar to Spanish and then
Yeah.
obviously with English as well. So it's like some of my Spanish friends, I can understand what they're saying because the words are kind of similar depending on what the word is. And then you just, use common
Yeah.
knowledge or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, it was like in German, and then the person said hello. I was like, did you just say in German because they have a German accent? Like that's crazy. Yeah. Even if you didn't know about the whole Sam going to the command center thing, him having a bomb in a train station would have make no sense if they're trying to leave because the bomb would collapse the foundation and then they would all be stuck there. So that makes literally no sense, which horrible sort of like gotcha moment, which goes back to our conversation of like sex scenes of like, oh, we're going to put this in here for shock value. And it's like, is it really? If you have some common sense, it's like 2 plus 2 does not equal 5
And
here.
everybody
Like,
don't have common sense, so let's start there.
this is true.
I'm just a
So
Iconic.
This leads me to my final point. Is Apple TV slightly overrated? Is Apple TV shaky? Because for the Severances of the world, even though I don't put it, I mean, I guess Silo is a good TV show,
It
but
is.
really, really, really good TV show. You have Ted Lasso before the last season. You
Yeah.
have The Morning Show, which I never watched.
Yeah,
Like
pretty good.
it's shrinking, even though I don't love it, but I know how much praise it gets. The Studio, Seth Rogen show. I think I'm gonna watch that at some point. But they have like really prestige TV, but then they kind of have some shit where
It's
it's
been
like, bro,
declining, and I don't know if this is because, like, the writer's strike too as well, like, is that a part
mm,
of it? Why? Because in the beginning, like, Apple TV really had some hidden gems, like, some
mm-hmm,
real hidden gems where it was like, at one point I watched so many Apple TV shows where I'm like, "This is where all the heat is at." Like, it's on Apple TV. But now I feel like now the traction of Apple TV shows have kinda risen. They're kinda declining in the writers' room, and it's so
yeah, because this is going to be what maybe the third or fourth show that you and I have both watched, and it's kind of like, what are y'all doing?
yeah,
Changeling, good until it wasn't. Invasion, good until it wasn't.
literally.
Hijack, and then Hijack's
The
another
Last
show.
Frontier, Pluribus.
If Last Frontier was trash from the jump, so
Yeah,
that's different. Pluribus, you and I hate it, but everybody seems to love it.
I
We're the
don't get it.
outliers there. I
I
don't
don't
get
get
it.
that. I don't get that at all.
And that's it made me watching this made me think about Pluribus too, because Pluribus is primarily just her in this one town. And I
Yeah.
feel the same thing of like it's just Sam and this train, and it's like
Mhm.
if the train was like running at full speed at all times and like really causing like a ruckus, then it's like okay, maybe whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like he's just riding the shit regularly and just constantly speaking back and forth with the command center. Like
Yeah.
literally nothing else is happening.
Nothing like, literally, when I say nothing happened in this episode, nothing freaking happened at all. It was
Yeah,
kinda crazy. I thought I was missing something. Like, I literally had to watch it like, "Did I miss something?" And I didn't miss anything at all. So
yeah, yeah.
so yeah.
All right, let's go to our ratings because
Alright.
we
Ooh.
ain't got time for this. We do not have time for this. I gave it a 2 out of 5 remotes because because that first 15-20 minutes, I'm like, this shit kind of whack. I ain't gonna hold you. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
gave
would
it a 2.
actually have to agree on that 2 out of 5 rating. I watched it twice again, and that didn't even make it go up, like, at all.
And the general public, I guess, kind of agrees with us
Oh,
because for
okay.
episode 1, they gave it a 6.9. Episode 2, they only gave it a 7.0. So they're kind of feeling us in terms of like
It could've been
the
a little
shit. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Ain't really doing nothing. Ain't really doing nothing.